that's a great point, is balance, because a lot of people want something spicy and they'll use a spicy rub and then a spicy sauce, and then by the time you get to it, maybe blowing your mouth out. So it's really about layering. I'm a big fan of layering when I cook. I like to have a salt layer at first. It's going to interact with the moisture and proteins right away. Then I'll go for my color or flavoring on top of that. But I'm also thinking about sweetness levels. If you start doing sweet rubs and building sweet rubs and you have a sweet sauce, you can get almost candy. So you got to think about that pairing, what you're doing seasoning wise, and then what you're going to do sauce wise on top of that. And that's that balance that you're really looking for. To me, at home, I'm pretty basic. I love a good salt, pepper, a little light sauce. But, obviously we're in competitions. We cook for what the judges, what they expect or what we think they expect at this point. But so we go for that balance. You're right. So it's really about pairing the saltiness, spicy level, savoriness of your rubs with that flavor of your sauces that's going to go on top of it. Like I said, you could double up on a lot of things that you don't need to.
And do you prefer to put the heat into the rub or into the sauce when you're trying to get that balance?
If I'm doing it for competition barbecue, I prefer it in the sauce. I'll do a little bit in my sauce. I think sometimes heat and rubs can be lingering. Sometimes it can kind of linger a little bit too much if it gets on your palate. So I like to, if I'm going to add any heat for competitions, mostly it's going to be in my sauce. At homes, I don't mind adding some, nice little kick and heat from the protein itself. But usually in comp, that heat's going to come from my sauce. And usually I'll do that here in the Southwest. If I go more East Coast or towards the middle, I kind of kick down the heat a little bit and go favoring more sweet.
Yeah, because the capsicum in a rub, if you've got any type of chili that can release any of those oils, it'll linger, and you don't want to blow your palate with that. So, of course, we are talking with Pitmaster Sterling Smith. Check out his website at lootandbootybbq.com. Follow him on Instagram and Facebook with the handle at Loot and Booty BBQ. And when we come back with Smitty, we are going to pick his brain on some of the best techniques for getting your barbecue to the table as a winner, finishing techniques to take your Q to the next level with Sterling Smith next, right here on Barbecue Radio Network.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
October is National Cooperative Month. Midwest Energy is a customer-owned cooperative, meaning everyone who takes service is a part owner. You vote to choose your board of directors, and you share in the economic success of the co-op through capital credits. Like all co-ops, Midwest Energy promotes growth in our communities through employee involvement, supporting schools, and through the Midwest Community Fund. Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative, making energy work for you.
Mom, I broke my iPhone screen.
Don't worry, Brandon. I can take it to Bauer Computers and have it fixed.
Cornpop was a bad dude.
What are you mumbling about?
Nothing. I said they really can do anything at Bauer Computers.
All right, let's go, Brandon. You're gonna be late.
We're the tech-savvy folks at Jackson and 10th. Bauer Computers, we make it make sense.
This is BJ with Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service in Hays, Kansas. Have you been looking for the perfect bike and can't find it? Come see us at 1007 Vine Street in Hays. We sell pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles with financing starting as low as 2.9%. If you want the coolest motorcycle on the road, why wouldn't you buy from the coolest in the business? Looking for OEM aftermarket parts and accessories? Give us a call, 785-625-2022. Or Google us, Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service. Make the trip to Hays and check us out. I know you've got performance on your mind every time you grab that throttle to pull away. With tons of performance products ready to be bolted onto that trusted scoot you have chilling in your garage, Good Times Motorcycle is your one-stop shop for personalizing your 2- or 3-wheeled machine. We have service specials and performance packages for Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Call us or stop by today. Good Times Motorcycle, Vine Street in Hayes.
Get ahead of the fall rush with Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes. Don't wait until the chill sets in. Our skilled technicians are standing by to make sure your home is ready for the changing season. Schedule your plumbing and heating system checkup now and experience worry-free comfort all season long. Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes.
Don't because you're worth it.
Meanwhile, at Herman Physical Therapy.
Hey, Troy, I still meet people that think they need a doctor's order for physical therapy.
Well, Kirby, maybe it's time to tell people again. They can see PT first. Any ideas?
Maybe we just get on the radio and say something like, hey, you don't need a doctor's order for PT.
Kirby, that's brilliant. Herman Physical Therapy, offering free consultations. We get results and make it fun. Oh, and you don't need a doctor's order for physical therapy.
Good for the body, good for the soul.
Making adjustments to your everyday water usage may sound scary, but there's no need to feel like a monster. Saving water indoors is easy and painless. There are a lot of ways to save, whether it's in your kitchen, your laboratory, or your crypt. The smallest adjustments can save you a good deal of water and money. Find out more about WaterSmart incentives and ways to save at watersmarthays.com. Do your part. Be WaterSmart. Paid for by the City of Hayes.
This Halloween season, brace yourself for an adventure like no other. Introducing the Tunnel of Terror Car Wash at Tommy's Express Car Wash in Hayes. As you enter, prepare to be submerged in the world of fright and horror. Our ghoulish attendants will guide you through a labyrinth of chilling scares. Your car will emerge not only squeaky clean, but with an extra layer of spine-tingling terror. It's a haunted car wash experience you'll never forget. You'll scream, you'll shudder, and you'll drive away with the cleanest car in town. Tunnel of Terror, only at Tommy's Express Car Wash in Hayes. October 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Lacrosse Network with executive producer extraordinaire T-Bone, my co-host Todd Johns, and I'm Andy G. And we are back talking with Sterling Smith, owner and pitmaster of Loot and Booty Barbecue. And just as a reminder, when you are checking out his products at lootandbootybbq.com, you're supporting a veteran-owned business. And I want to jump right back into one of the early topics that we were talking about, and we were hitting on World Food Championships. And just for our listeners to understand, it is a lot different than a KCBS event. And I thought maybe you could take a second and kind of explain what goes into prepping for that type of a barbecue contest and how that thing rolls.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be my actually fourth time cooking at the World Food Championships, third time in Dallas. And what's really cool about the process there, the way that they judge, it's different than the normal KCBS where you don't put your product in a white styrofoam box. They give you these trays to present to your food on, so it's really open. Everybody can see what you're turning in. It allows you to kind of get outside of the normal barbecue box that a lot of us do for KCBS, traditional style barbecue. Allows us to take whatever thing that we are barbecuing or cooking in that style and make something different with it or flip it into another recipe, another dish, something that's, like I said, not your typical standard barbecue. There are 3 rounds. The first round, we do chicken. We do spare ribs, not spare ribs, sorry, just ribs in general, and brisket. The top from that round go into a signature dish round, and then if you get through that round, the final round is this year I think it's Tyson bone-in chicken thighs, which you have to use that into your final dish. So, like I said, it allows you to be a little chefy, get outside of that styrofoam box mentality, and bring some different flavors, different styles, different ways of cooking, while maintaining that integrity of what barbecue is.
And the scoring is different too. They use it's called the EAT.
Yes, EAT. So EAT is execution, appearance, and taste. Obviously, taste being weighted the highest. Your food's got to taste good. Execution, before you submit your dish, you either tell them what they're eating, a slight brief description, or this year and like last year, you actually presented to a panel of judges, which is really exciting. You get to tell them kind of what you did, what makes your dish stand out, kind of the cool techniques or things that make your dish, not just barbecue. Yes, they use, and then the last is appearance. You eat with your eyes first. You want it to look good. And the appearance that a lot of these people do, they spend time, energy, and love into making these plates look amazing. And it's really cool, just like I said, to do something different in barbecue.
Yeah, so it's interesting to think about, like, how out of bounds or how far do you cross the line from traditional Southern barbecue to doing something really different? And then, is it still barbecue? And is that going to hurt you or help you? Is it inspired and innovative, or is it this isn't barbecue anymore? This is like something else. So when you're dreaming of a dish, like, how do you think about that?
So that's a great question. And there's obviously that line. So to me, at the heart of what barbecue is it was this product, or was this protein, whatever, cooked over a wood fire, in a barbecue style. After it's been cooked, just like I know, how much barbecue leftovers you have in your fridge all the time. You don't want to just eat another barbecue sandwich. You want to make a fried rice out of it. You want to throw it in some enchiladas, maybe make some awesome, I'm actually doing some brisket chili right now. To me, while you have that integrity of what that meat is, it's barbecued meat. It was smoked properly. Then if I put it into another dish, it's still barbecue to me. It just maintains another life. It takes on another life form as not just barbecue. Now it becomes a barbecue fried rice. But at the end of the day, it's still barbecue to me.
Well, and essentially you're using that smoked element to elevate the other dish that you're adding it to. You're using that 100%. As another flavoring agent.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be the protein, right? You could be smoking all different kinds of components, or even the whole thing.
You name it. I in my second round, hopefully if I get there, I'm going to do a smoked butternut squash with the protein, but I'm infusing that smoke into a lot of the dishes that I'm doing. And to me, that's barbecue. As long as I'm cooking it in that style of what barbecue is, then there's so many things that we can do it. We don't have to be stuck in this little box of, okay, it's just put some sauce on it and put it on a plate. We can turn it into other things.
Well, and I know as new teams are doing this, they reach out to you and say, how do you do World Foods? But in general, you do a ton of teaching. And one of the easiest ways to access kind of your take on that is through Barbecue Champs Academy. Give me a little rundown on that for the folks that haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I love doing that. So it's an online courses through bbqchampsacademy.com. Me and several other championship pit masters, we have online courses available, and you get to see exactly what we do in competition barbecue, all four proteins, chicken.
Get ahead of the fall rush with Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes. Don't wait until the chill sets in. Our skilled technicians are standing by to make sure your home is ready for the changing season. Schedule your plumbing and heating system checkup now and experience worry-free comfort all season long. Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes.
Don't wait, because you're worth it.
This Halloween season, brace yourself for an adventure like no other. Introducing the Tunnel of Terror Car Wash at Tommy's Express Car Wash in Hayes. As you enter, prepare to be submerged in the world of fright. Attendants will guide you through a labyrinth of chilling scares. Your car will emerge not only squeaky clean, but with an extra layer of spine-tingling terror. It's a haunted car wash experience you will never forget. You'll scream, you'll shudder, and you'll drive away with the cleanest car in town. Tunnel of Terror, only at Tommy's 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Radio Network. This segment is brought to you by Holstein Manufacturing. Check them out at HolsteinMFG.com. They have NSF certified cookers and grills, and of course my favorite corn roasters. And don't forget their mobile event and catering rigs. Check them out at HolsteinMFG.com. Man, Todd, I always love having Smitty on. I was fangirling a little bit.
You were like, watching you, it was like watching Taylor Swift at her first KC Chiefs football game. There's Swifties, but then there might be Schmitties. You might be the first Schmitty.
I will say she already had a dance with Brittany going, right? Did you notice that on the game? So they didn't show her like immediately after Kelsey scored. They waited a little bit till the Brittany Taylor dance was going. Because Brittany's working her way into that wedding, right?
That's
she's gonna be a bridesmaid.
That's right.
For those of you outside of the area, Brittany would be Mrs. Mahomes.
There is absolutely no one in America at this point, I think, that doesn't know who the Mahomes or Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce phenomenon's going on. It's crazy.
Well, and I will tell you, if you look at just game stats, pre-Taylor and post-Taylor, he is doubling his yardage in the post-Taylor era.
He's a monster now.
Yeah, so we're fine with it. We don't mind that at all. But even Andy Reid has come out and said, hey, I knew Taylor and her dad was a fan back in the day, and she used to come when she was little to games. And I joked about setting her up with, Travis. So it's pretty funny to see some of those stories that are popping out now.
Well, and again, it's very reminiscent of how you were looking at your picture there on your desk of Sterling. Yeah.
No, he is so fun to cook with too, by the way. So,
he's a blast.
So and I've gotten to cook with him on other continents. We've been in Australia together. I think on the last show we even talked about seafood that we did over there. Yep. But he's such a genuine person in general and really does take all of those elements super seriously in his cooking and his teaching. And
hard not to like him, and he's so talented.
Yeah, it's just great.
So let's carry on with some fall topics. I liked his, the squash and all that. So let's talk more about that.
Curry and the squash is going to be amazing.
Well, we're going to talk about that here in a second. So let's first talk about all things barbecue.
Yeah, it's Product Spotlight time.
Product Spotlight.
So, obviously, All Things Barbecue, you can go to their website at atbbq.com, and they have all the tools and accessories you need to take your barbecue to the next level. So, get fired up and get the supplies to do it all at All Things Barbecue, ATBBQ.
atbbq.com. So, first of all, the holiday giveaway is going on. They've got $10,000 worth of barbecue grills, fuels, accessories, and you put your name in once to the holiday giveaway at All Things Barbecue, and you get a chance to win in October, November, December, 3 different drawings, $10,000 worth of
You know how hard it is to keep track of the 1,700 new email addresses I have, by the way?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got the bot working, right?
Andy G002.
Right.
0003 at gmail.com.
But what you don't do is tell everyone on national radio that you're doing that, Andy.
Was I not supposed to do that?
All right, so for all of you that don't have like a bot going, entering this thing 1,000 times, it's a holiday giveaway at All Things Barbecue. Go to their webpage, and it's right there on the homepage right now. Enter once, you get 3 chances to win October, November, December for up to $10,000 worth of barbecue supplies, grills, etc. But one of our friends and favorite brands is House of Q.
Yes.
Out of Canada. And they have, sticking with the fall trend here, the fall topic, they have a apple butter barbecue sauce that's really good. Now, their mustard sauce, the gold.
Yeah, it's liquid gold, right?
Yep. Their gold is fantastic, but the apple butter is very unique, very cool. So that could be something that you bring into some of your fall grilling and fall barbecue is the House of Q apple butter barbecue sauce, $9.99.
And if you're not going for that kind of curry, cumin, savory type of squash, apple butter with the squash gives you that more towards a side dish that you could put like a nice crumble on top or even a dessert. So it gives you kind of some options there to have a healthy side or a quote-unquote healthy dessert that you could go crazy with as well.
Yep. So House of Q apple butter barbecue sauce.
Awesome. Well, check that out. You can get that at atbbq.com. And we should jump right from that into some of your favorite fall recipes.
Yeah, well, and yours too. So one of my favorites to do is to take an acorn squash, cut the very bottom of it off so it sits flat, take the top off of the acorn squash, take all the seeds and all the guts out, and then stuff it maybe like you would a bell pepper. You could put, like I just like sausage and cheese, brown the sausage a little bit, and then add some cheese, add like some stuffing mix, and then put that inside the
acorn squash, put the lid back on, and put it on your smoker. And let that thing get nice and cooked and soft. And then it's awesome. You've got like this perfect personal dish, or you could be a side dish as well. So I like doing like a grilled acorn squash.
Yeah, that's, this season, typically the first thing that I'll do is take a butternut and make a soup. So instead of just a puree that I'm going to set my beautiful bed of lamb on, I'll go full tilt into soup mode and usually do a sage with that and get a really nice savory soup going. And I like to put a little curry in that also, because then you can bring in like a curried chicken with it and use it with naan and have kind of this awesome kind of warming, I wouldn't call it an Indian dish, but it has those flavor profiles in it and really gives you a fun thing to do there. But then, a lot of people make sweet potato pies and start doing sweet potato dishes. I like to go with a little bit lighter sweet potato dish, and I go with a souffle. So I'll make a sweet potato souffle
that is actually, it's Kim's uncle's recipe is who I got that from years and years ago. One of the first Thanksgivings that I went to with them like 20, 30 years ago at this point. Oh my gosh, I'm old, dude. And just this phenomenal light, fluffy, sweet potato flavor. And then you get some of that sweet and spice from the cinnamon and nutmeg and everything. But it's light. It's not heavy like a sweet potato pie.
And so like the soup that you do, will you grill off your butternut? Do you grill that
100%.
Yeah.
So I'll
get a little char with it.
Yeah, I'll start those up and let them take some smoke on. And then as all the butter and everything that I had sitting in them melts in the seasonings, I'll flip them over so that the inside steams on a tray.
Yep.
And just leave them on the grill so they get a little bit of browning too. And just let them get nice and soft before I scoop them out. But that smoke really is an important element in a lot of the fall dishes that we do, because it just evokes that campfire.
And the caramelization off of the hot grates and stuff will add just a little bit of that. So we're talking fall dishes here with Andy and Todd on Barbecue Radio Network. I've done the stuffed acorn squash, but with like a pie pumpkin, one of the little pumpkins that you would use to make a pie with. And that's a good one. You mentioned the curry, Waldo Thai, which is Kansas City's best Thai restaurant here in town.
And Beard finalist, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
right?
James Beard finalist. They do a brisket pumpkin curry that like I could bathe in. It is so good. So there's something about a little curry in with some of those, pumpkin or squash that really works well.
It's not necessarily a fall dish until you make it one, but I still love to take spaghetti squash as a vehicle for pretty much any set of flavors. And I will cut it into rings and grill it. And once you grill it, that inner material gets stringy, and you can just peel it out with a fork, and it looks like spaghetti. So now you have a healthy vegetables, a squash that you can essentially, you can go sage butter and pecans and stuff with it. You can go pepper and parm with it. You can take.
I like doing like a takeoff on Cincinnati chili with acorn or with the spaghetti squash.
All right, you got 30 seconds. Give us your Cincinnati chili recipe.
Oh, it's like ground beef, or I'll typically use like my ground brisket and just, make a little tomato puree with it, salt and pepper, lots of garlic. I kind of make it into more of an Italian kind of chili.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we want to thank Sterling Smith for being on the show today. Check out all the classes and everything that he's got going and his great products over at lootandbootybbq.com. And don't forget to head on over to All Things Barbecue and pick up some Plowboys Bovine Bowl. Thank you all for joining us this week. For T-Bone, Todd, and myself, thanks for tuning in, and we'll keep the pits lit till next time, right here on Barbecue Radio Network.
The Grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
You have a better recipe for when you grill. Better ingredients, better cuts of meat, and because you're using a grill from Holstein Manufacturing, well, a better grill. You take grilling seriously, and at Holstein Manufacturing, we make a serious grill. Find your new grill now at HolsteinMFG.com.
We build a grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
Holstein Manufacturing, we build a grill.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome to NFL Sunday, right here on KISS 104.7, your home for the NFL all season and Super Bowl 58.
This is Compass Media Network's presentation of the NFL.
Prescott on a keeper, trotting in, untouched for a Dallas touchdown. The entire Chargers defense went on the play fake, 90 seconds left. No timeout for the Chargers. Pressure comes again. Herbert throws on the run, picks off far side. Stephon Gilmore scoops it up, and that relentless Cowboys pressure in the face and at the feet of Justin Herbert all night long comes through again.
Welcome to AT&T Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys host the Los Angeles Rams. Today's coverage of the NFL is sponsored by Charmin, Indeed.com, by Granger, Wendy's, and by NFL.com.
You're home for NFL Sunday all season long in Hayes and Great Bend. It's KXNC, Net City, 104.7 KISS FM.
Now, let's head to AT&T Stadium, where Kevin Ray and Danny White kick off today's coverage of the National Football League on Compass Media Networks.
Hello, everyone. Along with Danny White, I'm Jeff Biggs. Kevin Ray will be back with us for kickoff. Jerry Recco will join us shortly from the Compass Media Network studios in New York City. The Cowboys are back. They are back off of their bye, and they do so, Danny White, after heading into the bye with a solid win in L.A. over the Chargers.
Yeah, it was a big win, Jeff, and you know, especially with the timing of it all, going into the bye week. And now you would think, and of course, football's not a game played on paper, but on paper you would think it's a great opportunity for the Cowboys to take advantage of rest, a home game, not having to travel. This should be a game that the Cowboys go out and control on the field. There's only one problem, and it's called the Rams. And the Rams will step in. They've got good players. They're paid just like the Cowboys. And this will be a battle. It's a game that they really, really need to win, probably more so than the Cowboys. And so this should be an interesting game, and it should be a really, really good game played today on this football field here in AT&T Stadium.
As you can attest, byes are always a good thing. But talk to me about Dak Prescott, who very quietly was getting his rhythm back before the bye. What does Dak need to do to kind of keep that going and kind of catapult into the second half of the season starting today?
Well, he needs to, in my opinion, continue to do what he did in that last game against the Chargers. He needs to continue to push the ball down the field. It seems to me, just watching him, I haven't talked to him, I don't know what he's thinking. It seems to me that he has been so concerned about throwing interceptions, turning the ball over, that he's limiting himself and limiting his offense. And last week was the first week when they threw the ball down the field. Their average gain per pass went from 7 to 7.8. That's a good thing. I think defenses now have to spread out. They have to be aware of the deep throw, even on first down, which is something they didn't have to do up until last week.
No Tyron Smith today with number 99 on the other side, Aaron Donald for the Rams.
To me, that's a good thing. To know whether he's going to play or not, to me, is more important than to have him out there at 50% or 80% or whatever he is. As a quarterback on my blind side, I want to know that whoever's out there is going to be 100% or 90% or whatever he's going to be. So to me, it's a good thing that he's not playing today.
And quickly for the Cowboys defense, facing Matthew Stafford back in Texas with a couple of really dynamic receivers.
Matthew Stafford from Highland Park right here in Dallas, and so it's a homecoming for him of a sort. And so, yeah, I think it should. There's just a lot of commonality here that should make this a great football game.
All right, more of today's coverage from AT&T Stadium is coming up. When we come back, Jerry Recco dives deeper into this matchup. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-241-6655. That's 1-800-241-6655. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-241-6655. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do. This is the NFL on Compass Media Networks. All right, everybody ready? Now, to dive deeper into today's matchup, here's your host, Jerry Recco, live in New York City.
Welcome back. Great to have you with us. Week 8 in the NFL with the 4-2 Cowboys playing host to the 3-4 Rams. Dallas coming off the bye after their road win in L.A. past the Chargers. A good road win for sure, but the mark of this Cowboys team has been their crazy success at AT&T Stadium, where going back to last year, they've won 10 straight.